What's up, guys?
Hello there. It's your boys. We're back.
Why?
Again.
Yeah, we're
Seventh
here.
episode
Yeah,
already.
7 days a week.
Damn, were we doing that this long already?
Yeah, one whole week.
No. We've done 7 episodes of this.
Yeah, 7 weeks
But
long.
we haven't been kicked off Anchor yet.
Yeah. So our first topic, we're going to talk about how the world would change.
No, not how it would change. How the world
How it would be different
if certain
if
historical
certain
events
things in history
didn't happen. Oh, shit. The beginning of our civilization.
Yeah, Jupiter.
What? No. 1492. Don't ask me how I remember that year.
The ocean blue, because it rhymes with the ocean blue.
Shut up, Louis. 1492. Who set out on an expedition to find the New World?
John Wayne.
Perfect.
Hey, this is my impression of John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving. Hey, pilgrims. I'm John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving, pilgrims.
If you guys don't know that reference, then
Fuck you.
fuck you. Look it up. All right, no, you're wrong.
Okay.
Christopher Columbus set out to find the New World, man.
Yeah. So,
Do you think he
what
had-
were the names of the ships? Do you remember them?
Yeah.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Do you in the bottle while you drink sangria?
Boats and hoes.
Okay.
Let's say Christopher Columbus landed in this Arctic tundra,
Yeah.
and he never brought settlers to North America.
Well, there's Indians.
What
here.
then? The Indians were already here, yes.
How did they get here?
What do you mean, how'd they get here?
Aliens.
Damn it. Do you think at some point some other civilization would have found it eventually? Do you think
100%.
that? Okay, so
But do you think it would have played out the same way, where they would have took all the land from the Native Americans and basically fucked them?
I don't know.
And
It's
then-
hard to say.
And then fucking in 2020, the Washington Redskins would change their name to the Washington
Football team.
Christopher Columbus's.
Why, if he didn't settle the land?
Still.
No, you know what's weird and funny is that you know how in elementary school, do you remember learning that Christopher Columbus was a hero?
Was a hero and he
We,
was
like-
the greatest person
Yeah,
ever.
all these little
Yeah, fuck
videos
that
you used
guy.
to watch, and you used to send color little happy photos of him and the natives. And
then they were like shaking hands and
it's
like,
yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Trey.
thank you, Chief Pom Pom.
Thank you, Chief Pum Pum. And then we get to high school, and it's a complete fucking
Yo,
180.
this guy's a fucking asshole.
Bro, for real, he literally diseased an entire population, bro.
Yeah.
Probably unintentionally, but he still went there with the intention of just.
We missed the dinosaurs.
Fuck! I forgot about the dinosaurs.
We go back in time in Squidward's elevator, and we go back to the dinosaurs. So what if the meteorites and meteors didn't hit?
Made it.
Look at crocodiles, though.
Yeah, we talked about that in a previous episode
Yeah,
too.
and-
Like all these
And
descendants.
chickens.
Fucking chickens. I hate chickens.
I mean, so like, if they could survive, you think a T-Rex could survive?
It's not about survival. It's just they adapted.
Or do you think a T-Rex could adapt to the world now?
Okay, if
It'd
you
be like, oh my god, it's hot. Where if like you walk outside to get in your car and go to fucking Walmart, and there's a Velociraptor sitting at your car, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to Walmart today.
no,
Like, so I mean,
unless they can find it to. Again,
but could you imagine like we live underground and let them live above
That'd be
ground?
terrifying.
You just
Ooh.
hear them like
And,
walking over top of
They
you.
have like scouting parties and shit to go out to survive.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
completely
like-
different world, man.
All right, we can go to Walmart today. There's no
If
dinosaurs.
they're-
Pearl Harbor is the reason the United States got into the war. We kind of try to stay out. And dude, I've seen like funny memes or whatever. I guess it's not funny because it's about an event, but whatever. That it's like, it's like Japan, and he's like, "Boss, guess what I did? Guess what I did?" And then the boss is Germany, and it's like, "What?" He's like, "I bombed the United States," and then Germany's like, "Why would you do that?"
Event didn't happen, or
If Pearl Harbor wasn't bombed, I don't think we joined World War II. Or
Okay,
we
so-
joined later.
so we don't join the fight. Then we don't join the cause.
We don't join.
because
Because we were
Or
staying
neutral.
out. We were being neutral and staying out until Japan attacked us. So I think if Japan doesn't attack us, either a later event's going to happen where somebody else is going to attack us, or we stay out the whole time.
ravioli looking ass.
Ravioli, give me the formula. All right, Martin Luther King.
What if he wasn't assassinated? What if
he never came forward?
there was no civil rights movement?
What if him, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, any of these huge, iconic civil rights leaders never came out? What if they just sat back and said, "This will get solved"? I don't need to. I don't need to.
How long would it have been before it got solved? Though, before someone stepped in? That wasn't them.
A lot longer. Talked about in like school. So if he never came out and spoke like he did, I had a dream. Like I don't know where that would even be. Would we still be fighting for that stuff? Would it have happened like a few years later? Somebody else would have stepped up and said, this fucked up. We need to march. We need to.
If the system was still the way it was back then, like even if they didn't play a part in history, then yes, I feel like somebody just different would have stepped up and been the change.
Yeah,
that needed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, never was assassinated. Do you think people would have rised up as much as they did after he was assassinated and been like, "See, we're making progress. We need to keep pushing." He was the one that led us here, but we need to finish it for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So harder.
Well, if he was around to be that voice, I feel like,
eventually would have happened.
It would have been the same effect. I feel like whether he was assassinated or not.
Yeah.
People would have rallied behind him, regardless if he was here to be their leader and do these peaceful protests and these marches and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But obviously, the death of him kind of had the same effect, though.
Yo. 9/11.
9/11, that's what I was thinking. What if that...
This one's rough.
What if that day never happened?
If that day never happened, we
wouldn't still be over there.
19
years later. This is the longest spanned conflict the United States has ever
technically done with the war.
Well, yes. It's a conflict. I won't call it a war. It's a conflict, though. But
we're pulling troops out, but every time we pull troops out...
They've been saying that for years, though.
Every time we pull troops out, they do something, and we have to put troops back in. 9/11 doesn't happen. The United States doesn't come together like it did. We don't grow stronger, and we don't, everybody was so patriotic after that. Everybody was, love everybody, no matter your skin color, your sexuality, your hobbies, what you were into, what your job was. Everybody loved each other.
Americans were just Americans. Everyone just came together.
At that time, you didn't know what was next, because if they were willing to hijack planes and crash them into the Twin Towers, what would they do next? You know what I mean? Would they bomb us? Bomb the United States? Would they send, fucking their troops into our soil? Stuff like that. So it's just like, that was another shitty situation where it's like, if it never happened, which nobody wish it did, like we all wish it didn't happen, but would it bring us that close, or would we still be like meh? Like,
think about something. I saw this. I'm sure you've probably seen it too, but this concept that think about like that day. People went and recruiting offices after that day happened,
like that
and just
day.
Enlisted.
Yeah,
to go serve their country. And
would our military be that big?
This is the crazy part. So, the fathers who served in this same conflict, their sons are now in that same conflict. Their sons and daughters and everyone else has enlisted to fight that same war their parents were fighting. That's how long this has been going on for.
Yep.
And for the worst, but if every country just sat and focused on just their country and how to make it better, make it more efficient, we wouldn't have all these problems.
We wouldn't be at a fucking $1 trillion deficit.
And it was really just based around trade with this country to get this resource or do stuff like this. Again, there'd never be a reason people could live their entire lives and never worry about their sons or kids going to war and the fact that they could possibly die in war. You never do that. People just live their lives. I mean, Sub-segment. Hey, Louie, tell them what's up. What you got?
Yeah, next? We got the life of. So we're going to randomize and we're going to do the life of a random word.
Life of a blank.
Here we go.
Gorilla.
Okay, let's do gorilla. So we're doing a gorilla. So life of gorilla.
Yo, gorillas are fucking
I'd rather be a gorilla than be me, dog.
They're beasts.
Yeah. Okay, let's say I'm a born captive gorilla. I'll talk about my life. To say. So I'm born in captivity. I have my parents for my whole life. I have my siblings or my friends. I don't know how that really works. I get fed daily. I'll get treats.
No fear of predators.
I get no fear of predators. I don't have to be scared of anything.
Just small children.
Just don't let small children drop into my cage.
Make him do something.
Rest in peace, Harambe. But yeah, I think a captive gorilla, it's a pretty good life besides,
being stuck in
at night when everybody goes home. that's your entertainment's gone. Like, as much as I think they're entertainment for us, I think we're entertainment for them.
An attraction.
Well, I feel like
because they're smart animals. You can't take that away.
I feel like if you come
smart.
and look at them and you're like, "That's a gorilla. Wow, that's fucking cool," and you walk away, then it's cool or whatever. But I feel like when you're sitting there and like you're pointing at them and you're like, you know, you got little kids laughing at them and doing the chest pounding and making the noises. Eventually, I would get annoyed. Like, yo, shut the fuck up and leave.
Well, have you seen them like throw a fit and they'll sit and get what looks angry to us? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're feeling at the time.
I feel like that's what they're feeling. Is like, why are you
stupid.
making fun of me?
Yes.
Like, I'm stuck in a cage. Like, don't make fun of
So,
me.
that's so sad, bro.
But like at the same time,
Fuck.
they have a pretty good life because they're fed all the time.
I mean, yeah, but
it's
you
not
don't-
like out in the wild where you have to go find your food.
Yeah, but you don't.
That's not. You're a wild gorilla.
I'm a wild gorilla. Well, opposite of everything you said, I have to forage and find my food.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say if I would even sit and find a meal some days. My little herd, or what do you call a group of gorillas? A pack?
I guess it would be a pack.
A family. We are one.
Yeah.
A family of gorillas. Got a family. Crocodiles, maybe. I'm just.
Like if you're like at a feeding hole or something, and you're like drinking water, and then a crocodile comes out.
Yeah, I just give him the elbow. I just RKO him.
Yeah. RKO out of nowhere! Yo, could you imagine just fucking gorilla RKO's a crocodile? A referee comes out of the woods and he's like, "You win!"
2, 3. Girl's like, gorilla.
Yeah, yo, honestly, I'd be in my little den, and I'd be thinking every day, like,
fuck this.
yo, fuck this, bro, I'm getting out of here. And then eventually I'd get out, and I'd be like on the street, and I'd be like walking around.
When you get tranquilized.
I'd find a car, and I'd be like, yo, give me the car. And I'd drive the car. I'd drive the car to fucking the White House. And I'd get out. I'd crawl over the wall, and I'd go into the Oval Office and be like, Trump, give me keys to world. And then I'd be Planet of the Apes.
And then you get a little suit and everything, and then, movie.
All
right?
Listen.
Gorilla becomes president.
Who plays the gorilla?
Harambe.
Recipes. Nah, who plays the gorilla for real?
You might talk about like a CGI gorilla?
No, like who would be the voice
The
of the gorilla?
voice?
Or would you just be like Airbud, where it's an actual fucking gorilla, and all it does is go.
Yeah, you have to. it just
So
be
like the hot assistant walks in with like a platter and walks in and is like,
Yeah.
"Okay, Mr. Gorilla, here's the first meal of the day," and opens it and it's just bananas. He's like,
just throwing tables and shit.
he's just slamming his fist like.
You don't know how I was gonna react. That'd be the greatest part of the movie.
And then fucking like, okay, so like the end of the movie, so I'm gonna spoil it for you guys. The end of the movie comes, and it's like world domination, and everybody's fighting, and the big red buttons in front of them.
Oh my God.
And everybody's standing in there, like all the leaders of like the army, the navy, everything, and like the hot assistant's back there, and
for
she like winks at him, and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then all the leaders are like, "Mr. Gorilla, what are we gonna do?" And he's like, "Boom, boom!" And just hits the red
Nukes
button.
everywhere.
Nukes everywhere.
Pounding his chest.
And he's pounding his chest just.
Yo,
Bro.
you would need like a backup for people in case he's having a bad day. Just beats the shit out.
The assistant comes in, gives one less banana that day. He like grabs her,
bro.
fucking hulks her like Hulk and fucking Loki. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
You need like I said, a backup, a stunt double for a
Oh
double.
my god, dude.
Dude, that's
a
genius.
good ass movie.
That needs to happen.
Yo,
That's good.
starring Robin Williams as a hologram. He's the assistant. He's the hot assistant. He comes in, he's a hologram. Hey, Mr. Gorilla.
That's the worst voice ever.
I don't know who I was trying to do there.
That was Barack again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So check him out. So, moving on. Yeah, we got hobbies. So
Hey, let's get to know us.
Yeah, get to know us, bro.
What's up?
We got some weird hobbies.
Not really.
I grew up a bowler.
He is great at bowling. We've been
That was
bowling a
one of
couple
my
times.
hobbies.
This dude destroys. He has his own shoes. He has his own gym bag.
shoes. I got 3 balls.
Bruh.
Oh, we're talking about bowling balls.
Yeah.
I have 3
3 bulls.
You didn't.
No, see, balls. That's your only hobby?
No. So I got other hobbies. Let's talk about those. Yeah. So right now, biggest hobby for me is golf. I try to go once a week. Went today. Didn't go very well because it was hot. The golf course we went to was trash. It was the worst golf course I've ever been to. The baby was crying. He was very upset today. And I haven't been in 2 weeks, so I played like doo-doo.
Yes. Sports has always been a big hobby of ours. We try to play it off this. We always talk about doing these 3v3 basketball tournaments. I love basketball. I used to play it all the time growing up. I had a court at my old house like before I joined.
Basketball. I mean, what else do we really do?
Aside from sports, we do video games. I go to the gym a lot, but it's kind of under sports.
I used to be into the gym. I don't, you know, with the baby and like with the work schedule we work now, I don't really go anymore. It's not a big thing for me. I'm just thick, bro. I'm like
you're dummy
thick.
Dummy thick. Cars and trucks. We love working on them. Yeah. Just doing projects on them.
Yeah, I got a 2015 Ford Mustang. He's got a
2008 Dodge Ram. Half ton.
Yeah, half ton.
V8 Hemi, baby.
Yeah. Talk about it.
It's actually Funko Pops.
Oh, Funko Pops. Yeah. We haven't done that in a while, but
here in Washington, they have a headquarters.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half, depending on how fast you go, I guess. Live my life quarter mile at a time. 20 minutes for him. But it's the headquarters of Funko.
Okay.
So last year we made like 3 or 4 trips down there and just blew stupid money on Funkos.
We grabbed like the hand cart things, like the hand
and we'll walk out with these things full.
And we walked out with full, bro, like falling over the top. And I think we went one day and I was like, I'm only going to buy, like I was looking at only Star Wars ones. And so then we found like the random one where you can make your own. So we made our own. I bought a few Star Wars ones. Then he found the Marvel ones. So we bought some Marvel ones. And then as we were like walking towards the register, we found like all the like
DC stuff.
DC, the like
pop culture, just
King Kong, fucking Godzilla, all these other ones that were cool as fuck, like TV shows that you wouldn't think of. And we just ran into them and we're like,
fuck. And then more dollar signs.
Yeah, and so we've done that a few times. I think I have 90 plus Funkos right now.
I'm up to like, I haven't updated my little tracker in a while, but I'm like high 60s or 70s, bro.
Yeah, I'm like 90 plus because like my family started buying them for me because like they'd find ones that are, they call them flocked, and basically like they made them for a certain amount of time and stopped making them. So they found ones that are like flocked and very rare, you know. So I started collecting that. I got anything from Disney to Batman to the Joker to anything like that. So if you have Joker, he's my favorite. If you have Joker Funko Pops, or you can make a custom one because you're really good at painting, you'll hit me up and I will pay you
$1 million.
Not that much.
$100,000.
So we're gonna move on from this topic. We got one more segment we're gonna end off, and it's the
Bum Tales.
Bum Tales.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
So we're gonna hit you with it real quick. I didn't even tell Naibizi here.
Yeah, I have no idea
what the topic is.
So I'm ready.
What the tale is. Tonight's Bum Tales, brought to you by Bobby the Slap
and Kellogg's
cereal. So I'm gonna give you the rundown of how me and Nyberg met.
This is a great story. It's short and sweet. Unless you throw in details I don't know about.
No, short and sweet.
Like how you used to like watch me come from the lodge.
No. So I got out of my A school, which is our technical school where we learn how to do our job in the military, and I went home on leave. I went home and visited my family for 2 weeks, and then January 1st, was that?
It was January 7th, you idiot.
No, January 1st, I flew into Washington.
Oh, I don't know when you flew in.
So I got in there like January 1st or 2nd, and I got introduced to my barracks roommate and this, that, and the other thing. This is where you're going to work. At this time, it was like getting like gloomy weather and about to start snowing and this, that, and the other thing. So I was stuck in the barracks, which was really shitty. And every day I'd get up at 8 o'clock and I'd go to work, and I had, for the first month, basically we had to get these signatures that were saying like we meant all these people and they know we're here and we're here to do our job. And then eventually we would get put into our job to do our job. So the first couple weeks I was doing that. Well, so like the first 3-4 days I was doing this every day. I'd get up at 8. I'd go there. I'd get these signatures. I'd talk to these people. And some of these times, like sometimes they weren't there. So they'd just tell me to go home. So I'd go back to the barracks. And like I had a roommate and I didn't really know much about him. And I was too scared to like set up my Xbox and play it because I was like, man, I don't want to be annoying. And like, if I'm playing the Xbox and he wants to FaceTime his girlfriend or like whatever, or call his parents or, this, that, and the other thing, I don't want to be annoying. So like, I just didn't set it up. So all I did was put my headphones in and watch YouTube every single day. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't play Xbox. I didn't fucking barely call my parents because like, one, I didn't get good reception or anything, but like I didn't want to be an asshole where like I was talking to my parents for like 2 hours and this, that, and the other thing. So January 7th comes.
January 7th.
A day that'll live in infamy.
The dawn of an era.
So I go in and this is like the day that they like officially were like, all right, you need to be in your dress uniform and you need to meet these certain people. So I show up in my dress uniform, all spick and span, just straight from boot camp. So I got all the perfect, creases and everything. And I show up, and the person that's supposed to be showing me around isn't there yet. So I'm like, fuck. Okay. So I walk around the building a couple times looking for him, don't find him. So I go sit in the break room. And there's somebody in the break room doing computer work, and they're working on a report.
Who was it?
It was Dowling.
Oh, Dowling.
And so he's like, hey, man, welcome to this place. I'm not going to say it.
Oh.
And, so we were talking and going back and forth. And, and it was a weird conversation, but he's a cool guy. And he kind of was like, this is places you can go to eat. These are this, that, and the other thing. And this tall, handsome blonde walks by. And he walks in his dress blues. And I go, hey, you checking in? And
no, I said that first.
He looked at me because I was nervous, man. I'm a little fucking nothing right now, and I don't know anybody. And I see the fucking crow on his arm, and I'm like, okay, this guy's a petty officer, so I have to be respectful.
No.
And he walked in and he goes, hey, you checking in? And I'm gonna go, yep. And so he sat down next to me and he had his little packet and we were like, hey, where do we need to go get these signatures?
I shook your hand first.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm like, hey, I'm MA2
yeah.
last name. You're like, hello, I'm MA blank last name.
I hate you. So yeah, we shook hands and we talked about like, oh, we got to get this signature, this, that, and the other thing. Who you coming to meet today? Blah, blah, blah. And we met the same person and we talked for a little bit. We got signatures and then it was the end of the day. And I was like, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow, bud. And I was going to go walk to my barracks because I didn't have my car. And he was like, hey, you want to get lunch? And I got nervous, bro, because I was like, I don't know this guy, but yeah, I do want to get lunch. So we went and got lunch. And that was the story that I had for today.
It's a good story.
That's how we became best friends.
We had lunch and then we checked in.
All right, well, that's about all I got.
Yeah, it's a good story. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's the end of Bum Tales. And, we'll see you again next week on Monday. We're once a week, if you don't know already. Once a week, every Monday. And just make sure you guys check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and now we're on YouTube.
And please help us.
If you
guys want topics, certain topics.
Share us to your friends.
Yeah, tell your grandma about us.
Yeah, 5-star review.
6 stars. Let's go. Your beard off. I'm not going to sit and pummel your face in, okay?
Yeah, so leave us a 5-star review and let us know what you think of the podcast. All right, so peace out.
Girl Scout.
Yeah.
I love you.
Be a Girl Scout because their cookies are good.
Yeah. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your week. We love you.
Yeah.